But then at the same time, in the meantime, until Monday, I can't file my restraining order till Monday. And, it's a holiday weekend and stuff. As I speak to you right now, it's Saturday. And, I just parked my car around the corner again, which means I'm not feeling comfortable. And because I just don't know, how crazy is he? Trying to make my Thanksgiving video, and I realize I'm just really I'm so distracted by this other thing that I can't do it. Lighting is all messed up, crying first thing, good Lord. This is my OkCupid Nightmare. Okay. Mom, this would be a video you should not watch. In case you bumped into this because I taught you how to use YouTube, this would be one not for mommy to watch. Okay? Okay. Although I must admit, I did tell my parents about this, but yeah, I'm gonna TMI a little bit. I was kind of like a born again virgin, sort of, you know what I mean? It had been a while, and I really was feeling something for this guy. I was upset. I was realizing that, oh my gosh, like I parked my car down the street so it wouldn't look like I was home and stuff like that. And I just realized, holy shit, pardon my language, but I am adversely affected by this situation and have been victimized. I have been violated, in a way. So I want to say right away that if you have children, this really is adult material. I want to be able to tell you what happened. And so I would say save it for later if you've got the kids there, yeah. I saw the footage from earlier and I was like, oh my God, I'm a mess. I had cried out all my lashes and everything. I called my lash woman. I'm like, Mayday, Mayday. So what happened was, a little background really briefly. I want to see how fast I can do this. I'm only going to bring up things that are pertinent. It's going to sound like random tandem stuff, but it's not. Tandem. Why did I say that? So some of you have watched my channel before, know me, and you know that did radio in Los Angeles for like 20 years and was a little celebrity in LA up to about 2000. I own a company now. I haven't told you what that was exactly, but if you've read my book, then you know what that is. And so I'm a published author, speaker, stuff like that. And so this plays into what I'm about to say. OkCupid, I meet this guy. Nice guy. 65 years old. I did vet him. I vet them before I meet them as best I can. And this one was really easy because one of the pictures that he had on OkCupid was him holding a plaque where he'd won an award and an athletic award. Anyway, I could see his whole name on there, and he was using his middle name as his internet name. But so now I could see his whole name. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now I use that name to go online, Google him and everything else to find out information about him. So I know that he's been married twice. He has 2 grown daughters. One of them finished college at a local university in Los Angeles. He owns a few pieces of property. And one of them is exactly where, everything that I found out online fits with what he says, right? So I'm like, cool, this is like all working out. Nice guy, 6'4". He allegedly, this part I gotta say allegedly because I have not figured this part. I have not, confirmed this, and I don't really need to, but just saying, I don't know this for sure. He says he works for the government and in pensions, capacity, something about pensions. Anyway, so intelligent guy, cool, very fun, lives in Baldwin Hills, which is a really nice area of LA. And so we texted a lot. And then finally we met. We met at a P.F. Chang's, very public place. Did that right. Oh, we talked on the phone first. So that's what I do. I get the writing, and I can kind of tell a level of intelligence by the way the person is communicating with me on the internet, right? And then, we go to text messaging, and then we want to graduate to the voice-to-voice, and I'm feeling for the energy there, and it felt fun. He's very funny, makes me laugh a lot. Used to. Anyway, Then we meet. Okay, so we meet, public place. I mean, I'm doing this by the book. I'm doing all the things, and especially I think I'm going beyond in terms of finding out his a little bit as much as I can about his history and who he really is. So we meet at a P.F. Chang's, and that was awesome. Loved being in his space, and it was just a good time. And then on election night. That was our second date. And on that date, he came to my house. Yeah, that election, Lord have mercy, I needed to be comforted. Okie dokie. Anyway, so yes, that happened. That was cool. I did notice something about his character when he was leaving in the morning. He did not remember where he had put his keys and his hat and his cell phone or whatever, which was on top of the dresser. I had noticed that. We woke up like around 4, and I went out to my office, and he was getting dressed, and then he comes out to me in like a bit of a panic. My phone, my keys, my like on top of the dresser. And he's like, oh, what? Got it. Everything was groovy. But what I felt in that was key to what I think. I think he's a little bit paranoid. I think there's a little bit of something. And, as much of the due diligence as I thought I had expended to, Sherlock this guy, one thing I couldn't find out is whether he's insane or not. And it might not be insanity. What I'm about to describe could just simply be just mean, evil scammery. And I have a funny friggin' feeling it was just a straight up scam. And that's the part that leaves me feeling violated. That's why I looked like I did at the beginning earlier. Just like, I was so sad, it hurts me. But anyway, third date. He gives me the option. Do you want me to come to your house or do you want to come to my house? And I'm like, I want to come to your house, I want to, make sure there's, it's really a bachelor pad and he's not really sharing this with another person, you know what I mean? Just, you want to see what's up. And it kind of helps you to get to know the person too, and I was ready for that. And like I said, 65 years old. I mean, I'm really not expecting any sort of like, Tom and foolery going around. I just really didn't expect anything weird. So truly, I get there. He makes dinner, which is awesome. We have a blast, a wonderful time. He has a beautiful home overlooking Los Angeles, beautiful panoramic view. We go to bed around 10 p.m. We go to sleep around midnight. This is going to feel like TMI, but 3 times during the night, I needed to go to the bathroom. Unfortunately, the bathroom is right across the hall from the master bedroom. And so the sound effects, I'm like, damn. Could not cover up the sound effects. I just need to bring that up. Anyway, but that's other than those 3 times of me getting out of bed, I was irresistibly glued to this man. I mean, this was totally cool. This was fitting to be a thing. I had feelings for him, for sure. Just like, this was awesome. He wakes me at about 4 with chit chat. Fun chit chat, but damn it, I was still sleepy. And we chit chat for about an hour and a half. And I'm giggling like this is still a sweet situation, and it's really not. Anyway, so then I get up around 6 or so. I take a shower. I change my clothes. I realize I'm starving to death. I ask him, do you have any protein powder? And because I hate feeling that kind of hungry. And he said, yeah. I mean, forgot to tell you, this guy, since he was a teenager, has worked out 3 hours a day, every day, 3 hours a day. So big muscles and stuff. And yeah, I was this part, I can't say that this was any sort of sexual abuse or anything like that. No, not abuse. No, not even a little bit. I can't even come sideways with that one. No. So yeah, I was very excited to bump into a guy who could probably lift and carry me. So he makes me a protein drink, and I follow him to the kitchen to get my protein drink, and he's giving me the shaker so I can take it and just drive with it, which I just thought was the sweetest thing. And I leave. Noon or so, I write him an email. A text message, and I'm like, thank you, for dinner and evening and everything. And I had mentioned to him that, I think we know each other in a parallel life, which he thinks is completely strange. And when he came to my house and he saw my healing room, which I'm sitting in earlier in this footage at the very beginning. That's the healing room. When he saw that room and my singing bowls and crystals and all that stuff, he rolled his eyes. And, to each his own, that's cool. But I want you to know he thinks I'm crazy. All right, there's that. Okay, so I text him with the thank you and all that, and nice to meet you, again, referring to the parallel life thing. And he sends me some emoticons back that I didn't understand. And then around 5 p.m., he sends me a text message. It was 5:36 p.m., and it says, I hid $1,100 in my bedroom last night, and this afternoon it was gone. There aren't many ways anyone could have found where I hid it, but nevertheless, it's gone. So I text him immediately back and I'm like, dude, are you serious? ? He texts me back something like, yeah, gone, poof, like magic. So now I immediately pick up the phone and I call him and I'm like, oh my God, are you absolutely sure that nobody was in your house between the time you hid it and right now? He's like, yes, I'm absolutely sure. And I'm like, well, so that doesn't look very good for me. And he goes, no, it doesn't. And from that moment, it was about me having taken his money, and now he wants it back. It was subtle at the beginning. I said, it doesn't sound very good for me. He said, no, it doesn't. I'm like, you need to really keep looking for your money. Look for it. If you hid it, you obviously made a mistake and hid it from yourself. I've done that. Who hasn't done that? You go to hide something from somebody else and then you can't find where you put it. I've done that a million times. So I'm like, find it, hurry up and find it so I can get my bliss back. And then we start texting back and forth and pretty soon it's about, he's not even looking for it. And that was one of my biggest clues, but I didn't get that at the beginning. I thought, oh my God, he's just so convinced that I took it that he's just stopped looking for it. But that doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh. It took me a minute. Anyway, in the text messaging back and forth, I go from, being that people pleaser person that I am, wanting to loan him the money, until he finds this money, if this is causing a hardship for him, and to, him basically saying that he thinks I, loan him the money that I took from him, basically. So now I'm like, I'm insulted. And I'm like, F you. I'll just give you the money. I don't care. It's like this $1,100 is not going to make or break me. I was there for a minute. I'm like, I'll bring it to you tomorrow. And I don't even want to see you again. I'll have it messengered to you tomorrow. Then I'm like, you know what? Holy shit. There was no $1,100. And so now I realize that I'm being scammed and I'm frustrated and I'm pissed off. And I get to the end of my texting. I'm just like, you know what? Phone off. Done. And he had been texting in between my texting. I wasn't even reading them. I was just flipping out, with my response to him. And I stopped texting him. I immediately wrote an email to one of my attorneys, and I'm just like, and none of my attorneys do this kind of stuff. I've never needed an attorney for this sort of things, like trademarks and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I need your help. And I told him the situation, and I'm like, I know this is not your normal area of expertise, but just do me a favor, please just do this so I don't have to explain it to anybody else. And at the time, I was just so embarrassed that I chose this person, to involve myself with, and that this was happening. By the next day, let me get this straight. Sunday night, I spent the night. Monday, I left. Monday night was the allegations. Tuesday, I am feeling the energy of what's happening, and I can tell, and I'm very, very sad that he's not letting up off this. I can just energetically feel it. And so Wednesday, I don't know, I do my day, and then I do my Thanksgiving on Thursday. Thursday evening, my assistant texts me, yo, G, I hate to be nosy, but that guy, because I had told her about him, that guy posted on your Facebook. So I go to my Facebook. Oh my God. He messaged this huge thing that he had prepared, warning, 5 exclamation points. Gillian Harris, he uses my whole name. And And then he goes through this list, and it is really like, just like, oh my gosh. On 11/21, Gillian left my house. Oh, no. It starts at, on 11/20, Gillian Harris spent the night at my house. I'm sure he was glad to, proud to get to share that with the world. No one other than she and I spent the night at my house. And while she was there, I put $1,100 and other monies in a very good hiding place. While she was there, I didn't even notice that. The story changes again. Prior to that, there was another communique that he wrote me. Now, instead of the $1,100 being hidden in the bedroom, it was $2,200 that was actually hidden somewhere in the living room, quoting now, within slight eye shot of the couch where you sat, end quote. Now it's in the living room, and I want you to know from the couch where I sat in the living room, there was no eye shot to the bedroom. So there's that. And then the other thing that's so weird is in that explanation that was prior to this Facebook attack, he was like, here's what happened. On Saturday, a friend of mine, I very hesitantly helped a friend of mine who was trying to close an escrow, and so she needed to exchange her $2,200 cash for my $2,200 cashier's check. And so I took her $2,200, we both counted it twice, and she took up a cashier's check for $2,200. Now, first of all, I'm like, the woman is buying a house, she's closing escrow, she doesn't have adequate ID or whatever is necessary to go get her own cashier's check in the middle of the day on a Saturday? Seriously? Okay, that's suspect. And so now he's saying that he hid $2,200 and I just took half? Okay. And now I'm reading on Facebook that actually hid the money while I was there. And so that helps him to be able to move through. He's like, she texted me that I must have misplaced the $1,100. She texted me that I must have miscounted the $1,100. She texted me that she was insulted and she didn't take the $1,100. She texted me, he just went nuts, that she would loan me the $1,100. I reported the theft to the LAPD. Either I was seen while hiding the $1,100 or, check this out, radio frequency identification equipment may have been used. And then he ends it with, I am real, well-employed, responsible, and a very cautious person. And he ends it with, Gillian Harris, warning, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Oh my God, I deleted that thing so fast. Delete, and then I found him. He had previously told me he did not have a Facebook account. How interesting. So I find his page now that he's found me. I can find him, and I know how his name is presented on Facebook. So I blocked him, and I did some other stuff to him on Facebook. Yeah, I did. So he won't be contacting me anymore. And then I immediately messaged him, and let him know that what he's doing is harassment, which is against the law. Hello, I didn't say that part. I just said what you're doing is harassment, and I'm officially asking you to stop. Don't text me. Don't message me. Don't call me. Don't place anything on my Facebook page. Nothing. None of your erroneous allegations. I ended it like that, something like that. The next day I went to the police department, and they, I was like, at this point, yeah, I guess I do need to press charges. This is like defamation. It's, never mind because I skipped the whole part in the text messaging. He's like, you give me this money or I am going to report you to the LAP. I'm going to press charges. That's called extortion. It's called blackmail. And those things are far more serious than what he is alleging that I did. So I just wow. I'm like, wow. Is that how this guy pays his mortgage? He finds women, he profiles them and figures out how much they can afford to pay and then accuses them of stealing that much. And then they pay him so that they can just make it go away. Well, I'm not doing that at all. I'm just not doing that. But then at the same time, in the meantime, until Monday, I can't file my restraining order till Monday. And, it's a holiday weekend and stuff. As I speak to you right now, it's Saturday. And, I just parked my car around the corner again, which means I'm not feeling comfortable. And because I just don't know really how crazy is. And my roommate was supposed to be back today, and she's not back yet. I'm like, shit. Yo, roommate. And I didn't even get to tell the officer about how this man is saying how I found the equipment, I mean the money probably through this crazy radio frequency identification equipment thing. I gotta look that up. I mean, is there a radio frequency in here? Oh my God. Anyway, that's what happened.